the so-called D.C. Madam, if CEOs make the list, should shareholders really care? Good morning, everyone. I'm Neil Cavuto. Let's get the bottom line, shall we? With Ben Stein and Laura Schwartz, Tracy Burns, and Charles Payne. Laura, what do you make of how far this goes?
You know what? Sex and politics? You know, who's surprised by this anymore? I really think the first wave will have little to no effect, because as long as there's no real moral hypocrisy or a policy influence or anything with minors, really no effect. The second wave, though, I think is going to be more interesting, because there's, you know, they're saying this is sort of like a B list. But like, let's say the lobbyists that are on this list, did they contract the services for someone else, a member of a committee, a member of Congress, what have you? If they find that had influenced policy, that could be a difference. And also, lastly, if it's government time or company time.
All right.
Otherwise,
also, a lot of this deals with imaginary sex, which I don't know why you would pay for that, but apparently people do.
The thing that upsets me about the, or irritates me about the D.C. Madam thing is ABC's plan to release only the names of Republicans on what Laura said was the hypocrisy grounds. Well, that's an excuse for saying, oh, we're just going to release names of Republicans because Democrats support adultery and immorality.
Yeah, I think when you see that list come out, though, it's not just going to be all Republicans.
Yes,
this is a large list. They did it from the phone numbers, which I don't really agree with, because again, you don't know who made the call from that home. Right. But seriously, this is not like an attempt to say it's moral hypocrisy by Republicans. There'll be some moral hypocrisy.
Well, for you Democrats, it's like a badge of honor, this kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what?
Proxy for
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a very quiet weekend in Washington, because the first person that throws that stone is going to hit them in the back. So.
I just say release them all.
Is it proof that old media is not dead? Its content is still king.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Laura?
And, you know, Rupert Murdoch has learned how to leverage good content while enjoying an integrated technology kind of cross-media platform, using the internet, using mobile technology, and also a non-traditional twist on television and radio. So bringing that to something like the Wall Street Journal is really just going to infuse it, because just as media's had to change because of technology, we've all had to change in how we integrate it into our lives, and he's keeping up with it.
Go ahead, Ben.
Well, see, what Fox knows how to do is have the news running down one side of the screen and pictures of Anna Nicole's breasts on the other side of the screen, and that's what the Wall Street Journal has been lacking.
Rosie then being rewarded for essentially bashing America. Can I get your sense of this idea that she is tapping what might be an anti-administration core wave?
Well, you could say she's going with the polls of Americans right now, and she's really feeding into that.
So if it swung back a different way, would that be?
Maybe she'd be a little quieter, but, you know, people see her as fearless, and they find her compelling, good, bad, or indifferent. And she brought those ratings up to their point after 10 years to an all-time high.
I just want to say that Rosie and Bill Maher and those type of people are actually pushing the polls. They're not going with the polls. They're actually pushing the polls.
So it shows
they're pushing that anti-American rhetoric.
So it shows you the amazing effect that someone like Rosie has in an audience, and that is why the networks see her as their hot ticket right now. She most likely will have a syndicated show debuting next fall in 2008, with about 2 months to go before the election. And now, not that I think she can really dictate people's vote, but she will put people in the hot seat, and not just Republicans. She's being very, you know, adamant about
not Republicans
Democrats
at all.
No,
doesn't
but not
matter.
just Republicans.
You know what? It doesn't matter. I know executives left and right. They're not Republican, Democrat. They just see
bottom
green.
line.
And with her, they see a lot of green.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, think the D.C. Madam is a big deal? Well, Laura Schwartz says that something is about to be revealed in Washington that's going to make that look like a church party, and it could have ramifications all the way up to Wall Street. That's us. To go on the spot, Laura?
Well, you know, bad things come in threes. Last night, ABC examined the second sex story within the year, and there's going to be one more coming out, possibly late summer, early fall.
You're just teasing us.
I am, and I'll say no more. I'll let ABC bring that one out.